Hey everyone, this is Jade from Shut Up and Rock On, and we are sitting here with Chip Z'Nuff of Enuff Z'Nuff. How are you doing?
Great, I love it here in lovely Boston or Massachusetts for the MusicCon convention with all the rock stars and actors and actresses. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're having a great time. We're here with Chip, Ricky Rackman, Tawny Katane. We're here with everyone at MusicCon, and I want to say this is Sturbridge, Massachusetts. We're near Boston, though. You were close. So tell me about what got you started in music. What was the first thing you really wanted to start doing?
As a young kid, my father let me stay up late at night and watch some of the specials, like the Midnight Special and Don Kirshner's rock concert, and seeing bands from England that normally don't get a chance to see here in the United States. Most notably, bands like Sweet and Mott the Hoople. And of course, here in the United States, Alice Cooper and Aerosmith. And that pretty much tripped my trigger. And I decided at about 15 that I was going to try to play music along with, maybe play baseball at the same time. I was flip-flopping back and forth. And at the end of the day, I realized that I had more to say writing a song than throwing a curveball.
And Enuff Z'Nuff started in like 1984, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was originally spelled like Enough, like the actual spelling of Enough, and then Z'Nuff. What made you change it to the spelling it has now?
We got lucky. We were discovered. We were in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, and we were recording a demo. And everybody was in there. Jane's Addiction was doing Nothing Shocking. They were mixing their record. And Skid Row was in the studio doing their first album. And Doc McGee, who was their manager, heard a few of our songs and was very excited about our future. He thought that we had something happening special. He really loved the direction we were taking our band, which was like a crossbreed of the Beatles meets Cheap Trick meets a rock band. It was I think a good combination of pop, rock, and metal together. Not intentionally, just that's the way we were writing songs. That's what we were fed when we were kids. And Doc was kind enough to give our demo tape to a guy named Derek Showman, who ran Polygram Records. He was responsible for Bon Jovi and Cinderella. And Atco Atlantic Records. Atco was the imprint, subsidiary of Atlantic Records. They were opening it back up. In the old days, when you and I weren't born, there was bands like Cream and the Bee Gees and Buffalo Springfield, really good groups there. And us, along with Pantera, Bad Company, and AC/DC were the first signings there. And we started making our record, and it got very lucky because a lot of bands out there, it's not normal where a group stays together for a long time and has an illustrious career. And average life expectancy of any band's like 4 or 5 years. So we were real lucky. Our first single came out called New Thing in 1989, and here I am still chasing the carrot.
And I read that Donnie was kind of disappointed in the record company for portraying the first record as a glam rock record instead of power pop. Did you feel that way too?
Well, I think we got caught up in a political shuffle at our label. But I always look at the glass half full, and we had a great opportunity to put our music out there, and we were colorful and flamboyant when the first record came out. However, if we didn't come out that way, you might not be talking to me right now. At the time when we came out, it was Poison, Motley Crue, Whitesnake, Cinderella. It was a real glam thing, and Pantera was out there too, and they were glam in the beginning too. So a lot of those groups were able to switch over after a little while, and turn it around and not go in the direction of the glam direction, and more or less just changing their whole image. Where we kind of stayed the same. We came out, we were flamboyant and colorful, and we stayed the same thing. And we looked at our music more like a glitter rock band, like the bands from over in Europe. And I think that if we didn't come out colorful and flamboyant in the old days, we might not have got a chance. Because MTV was looking for videos of groups that weren't afraid to push their image. And those first records for us, those first two singles, Fly, Michelle, and Get High, a New Thing, were very successful for us. So I'm happy about it. However, if we would have came out in jeans and T-shirts back then, maybe we'd be like U2 right now. I don't know. And I'm just grateful that we're still playing and making records, and our 20th album just came out, so that's pretty good.
Oh my God! And looking back at all of your albums, which ones stand out as a favorite to you?
That's hard to answer because all the records are like your little family.
Yeah.
You're very happy about your favorite. You know, you really can't pick them. I like the middle records. Of course I love all our records, but the middle records I think were records that might have slipped through the cracks. Enuff Z'Nuff, Paraphernalia, and the Question Mark records, and Peach Fuzz. Those three records, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the Animals and Human Intelligence. Those are strong albums with really strong songs, but there's not a big playlist. There's so many bands out there. It's really hard to get for people to pay attention and listen to it. There's too much going on. So I couldn't really pick a favorite record, but I do like the stuff that we've done in the last few years. Most notably, Welcome to Blue Island. That was a strong album for us. The Question Mark record was good, and our newest album, Clown's Lounge, I think is a wonderful record, an archival record showing the band, showcasing Enuff Z'Nuff as we were and as we are today as well. It's the original band on the record, and then a couple of songs are with the band the way we are right now.
And the new record just came out really recently, right? Like December-ish?
The new record came out December 2nd on Frontiers Records, and the first single is called Dog on a Bone, and we've been touring around the world since then. We've played everywhere. We've done over 100 dates already.
And what inspired that? What makes you want to keep going when you do this? Is it a creativity thing, like because the band and whatnot?
Well, I think it's important for a band to continue to grow. Yeah. And I was certainly happy that Frontiers approached us about doing this album.
Love that label.
I keep going because I just love playing music, and that's my legacy. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, that's what I'm going to leave behind is all these songs. And if we're not out there doing this, we wouldn't have an opportunity to get songs in movies, soundtracks, TV shows, commercials, etc. And of course, playing live shows. I love the people. Fans have been great to us through our career, and I'm just excited about what the future holds because I don't know what it's going to be.
And you've been the most consistent member of the band. You're the only member that's been there from start to now, right? So there were so many lineup changes. I was on your Wikipedia page and I was trying to follow all of them, and they were like, oh, this person joined for like 3 days and then they left and a new person came in. Did you feel like the lineup changes ever like not stopped but like put the band through like troubles or anything? Like did it ever like halt you guys at all?
Well, lineup changes is inevitable for most bands. There's only a few bands out there with all the original members out there. And we lost our guitar player, Derek, in 2004. Ricky passed away in 2007. Two integral members of Enuff Z'Nuff. But I look at bands like Styx and Foreigner and Journey and STP, and they were able to keep going, and Genesis. They were able to keep going after losing guys, 2 or 3 guys. So I never wanted to give up. And I did solo records, too, as well. Oh, yeah. But I thought that was important. I wanted to keep the legacy of Enuff Z'Nuff. It's such a strong bond, and his songs are, to me, are very iconic without sounding unmodest. Donnie and I have written some really great stuff, I think. And I see my contemporaries out there, and they all say great things about us. So I didn't want to give up, to be honest with you. I never envision an ending to Enuff Z'Nuff. And that's why I continue to move ahead. And I think we still have a lot to offer. There's a lot of records and a lot of good songs in the can, and I want people to hear these. And I think there's somebody out there. There's going to be somebody out there that hears these songs and goes, "I can help these guys. I can do something." I look at Genesis as the template of Enuff Z'Nuff, believe it or not, even though they're nothing like Enuff Z'Nuff. Yeah. When Peter Gabriel left Genesis, Phil Collins took over the vocals. I could have went and got another guy somewhere else and try to find someone that can sing like my brother, but I produced the records and wrote these songs with him, and I figure, well, I'm the next in line, so I took the chance, and so far it's been good.
And I was going to say, because you only pretty recently started singing for Enuff Z'Nuff, were you ever singing before this, or you were just like, guess I might as well go now?
No, I sing on every single Enuff Z'Nuff album, but I sing most of the, I accompany my brother, I think he'll go down as one of the greatest singers of our generation when it's all said and done. However, I sang the lead vocals on a lot of the records as well. So it wasn't a big jump for me. The hardest part was to make sure I got my wind. I learned a lot working with my brother. He's such a terrific singer. And I realized that if I want to do these every single night, I have to be careful and curtail any extracurricular activities. So I've been pretty clean on these tours and very disciplined, and the shows have been well attended, and I've heard nothing but great things from the fans. And nowadays, there's no room for error. Every single show, you're on YouTube. People are throwing it up on Vivo. There's no room for any mistakes. And I think I got a strong band. And at the end of the day, when people hear these songs, they go, "Hey, sounds like Enuff Z'Nuff."
Now tell me what's next for you guys. You're going to keep playing shows, or do you want to do more albums in the future, or you're just going to keep trucking forward?
Yeah, the new album has done really well for us. And the record company now is approached us, and they want a brand new record to put out sometime this year. And I've recorded a couple songs already for it, and I'll see where it goes from there. But I look at taking the band and moving it forward. And look, there's no perfection in what we do. Perhaps pornos are more perfect. At least they're fucking. For us, I think we have a certain sound and image that I want to portray in this day and age of music. It's only fair to stay close to your roots and not be afraid to show where you come from. And I think that we have a unique sound. And as long as there's people out there that want to hear our records, I'm going to keep going. And the next record, I think, was going to be no difference. It'll be a solid rock record, and showing with all the glimmer trimmings. And I think that we got something special, and I want to offer to all my friends and the diehard fans out there that have supporting the band for all these years. And I really don't envision an ending. I'll sing these songs as long as I can. It's not an easy gig. If it was easy to make it, everybody'd be huge. However, with social media out there, and with all the contacts and friends we made, which this business is predicated on friendships and relationships, we still have a chance out there to do well. And we've had some good tours. We went out with Kiss. We were out with Ace Frehley on his last tour, doing sold-out shows at all the theaters around the country. And we just came back from a 3-week tour in Europe. So there's more to offer. There's a lot of festivals coming up. I'm going to keep playing, and I'm going to finish this new record, and we'll see where it takes us.
And before I let you go, just let everyone who's listening know where they can follow you on social media and stuff to keep up with you guys.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Enuff Z'Nuff Facebook, of course, and we all have Twitter pages and Instagram. And you can check us out at EnuffZ'Nuff.com if you want to know about any dates or anything that Enuff Z'Nuff is doing. And I thank everybody for following the band. It means a lot to me. And I wish you all well. I hope you all live to be 100 years old.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me, Chip. I really appreciate it.
I hope you feel better.